Right.
Guten Tag, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back again as, well, for this season with League 4. We are in round 2 of season 10 or 11, I believe it is. So basically this one's headed up by Hoppers. This is at Red Bull Short. This follows, where were they last week? Alsace Village. So we've got Callum lining up on pole. We got Mikey there in second place. I think Mikey was supposed to be here last week, but not quite just a quick one for Dergview, or as I now found out, fun fact, it's actually a silent G and it's Dergview. Kenny D is there in fourth place. We've got Declan, so Declan, another new entry there in fifth. Aussie Rooster sixth, Dan Bailey seventh, Big Mac is eighth, Kebab Man's is ninth, Banksy 10th, Angry Man 11th, and Max bringing up the rear in 12th. So without further ado, should we just get into this first race? Let's do it. So the lights are out, the klaxon sounded, they are off. Callum getting quite a good getaway there. It looked like Mikey actually on par with him off of the start. It looks like Mikey is going to have the inside coming into turn 1. He may be able to take up that pole position for the meantime, and he does. Callum getting slightly edged out a little bit there, but there wasn't really anywhere that he could go. He was on the outside. I think Mikey gave him as much room as he possibly could. We've got Derview looming in the background there with Kenny D. Kenny D, obviously a very fast driver as well. We saw that last week, didn't we? Derview not really making a massive impact last week. I think he had quite a few spins, didn't he? Having a few moments and not really being able to find his feet. So obviously this is Red Bull Short, so we are actually coming up to the end of lap 1 already. Callum still trying to make his way past Mikey. Mikey doing well to fend him off at the moment. I think Callum may just sit there and wait for a mistake, you know, such as the nature of the track. So a 57-second lap for lap 1, obviously being the starter lap, so it's going to be marginally slower than the rest of the laps. Callum actually looking up the inside now. Is he going to get the move done into turn 2? And I think he has. He's alongside Mikey, actually trying to fight back on the inside there, so these two having a cracking battle at the front at the moment. Mikey was present, I believe, for the Hodgie Saturday League, wasn't it? The Suzuki Swifts. You should try out the Super Formulas that we also do on a Friday night sometimes, Mikey. I think you might enjoy that. So without further ado, coming up to the end of lap 2, we got Callum in first place. Mikey is now in second place. The View is in third, but he's got a 0.5 second penalty, half a second there to serve. So Kenny D will surely get past him. Aussie Rooster not far behind Kenny. Then we've got Dan Bailey in sixth place. I think Dan's made up a couple of places, hasn't he? Declan, as I say, I think this is his debut here. Declan, or did he have a different name last week? I would appreciate if you guys could keep running the same names that you run every week. It makes it a lot easier for me. In fact, no, Declan is Banksy's teammate. Banksy was who was here last week. That's who I was thinking that Declan may have been. So Declan, you're all good, mate. Crack on. Carry on running, Declan. Nice to meet you, mate. I'm your boy Vexed. It's Vexman of Leon Scott Game of the Motors, or you can call me Leon, obviously. Everybody in the group knows me as Leon. Kebab Man's is out doing his deliveries again. He's trying to chase down Banksy, but there's a bit of a gap now, so he's got his work slightly cut out for him. Angry Man up to 10th place currently. Max in 11th, and Big Mac has stopped off. He's had to stop and go and refill the gherkin tray. So Callum has started to create a bit of a gap now over Mikey. His previous lap was his fastest so far, and the fastest out of the whole race session, being at 52.4. Nobody else able to match that at the moment. We'll see how close. So that was a 52.495, and Mikey's closest time is a 52.551, so 100 slower for Mikey. Kenny, he's on a 53.053, so very nearly. Oh no, as he picks up whole seconds worth of penalty, that's not going to help his efforts. He's up to third place, but he is going to lose that position again to Debut, and probably Aussie Rooster, and maybe even Dan Bailey. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. I can't quite remember on this short circuit where the penalty line is. Oh, Dan Bailey actually picking up a 0.5 second penalty there in the background as Aussie Rooster having a look up the inside of Derview. He's going to get that move done. Don't think he's quite close enough, although he is. He's alongside now. Derview got the inside for this next one though. No, he's not going to get it done, is he? Aussie's still trying to plug that move though. He's still trying to look for that window. If the view opens it, he will surely climb through. And there we go, there it is. So it's in the same place as it always is, just before that barrier there. Across the track is where the penalty line is. That was what I was trying to think of. So Big Mac actually making up a place now. He's up to 11th place. Angry Man all the way down in 10th. He must have had a moment somewhere. So Callum still in first place. This has become a little bit of a procession now. I thought maybe it might have been a slightly closer battle, or a slightly closer field, being quite a short circuit, but it does look like the front 2 or 3 have broke away from the rest of the pack. Mikey is there, not too far behind Callum. He's a couple of lengths behind now, a couple of car lengths. He did have a slight penalty to serve. He's actually just served that, so he can concentrate now on trying to get back onto the back of Callum. He may pick up another one there. That looked like it was quite deep. That may have been track limits, and it was. So that's unlucky there, Mikey, dipping 2 wheels off of the tarmac onto that curb, and that slapped him with a penalty. So you need to try and keep 2 wheels on the track. I know obviously you want to try and maximise that line, but... So Kenny now under pressure from Aussie Rooster. Aussie Rooster looking up the inside. Oh, I think there may have been a slight bit of contact there. I think Aussie actually having a back out there. Excuse me. So yeah, I think there was a slight contact on the braking, which forced Kenny slightly wide through turn 1. So Aussie, being a sportsman that he is, backed out and let Kenny regain that advantage. But he's all over him again now, isn't he? He's looking for a way past. Can he find a way through? He's looking up the inside into the penultimate turn. And he gets it done cleanly that time. That was a great move there. Aussie set it up a couple of corners back and just managed to sling it up the inside. Not really much that Kenny could have done there. He could have tried shutting the door, but it may have ended up in tears. Kenny, however, is now coming back. He's now got the inside for turn 1. Is he going to be able to get the move done? Who's going to be braver on the brakes? It looks like Kenny has been braver on the brakes, and he has got that car through. He's got the Ferrari through. He's ahead of that McLaren now. The McLaren's still coming back though. Aussie Rooster. So we have Callum in first place, we've got Mikey second, Kenny D is up to third place now, being chased still by Aussie Rooster, who's in fourth. Dan Bailey is there in fifth, followed by Declan and Derview. Then we have Banksy in 8th place, Kebabman's is 9th, Max is up to 10th, Big Mac there in 11th place, that penalty isn't going to help him either, and Angry Man down in 12th. Callum actually picking up a 0.5 second penalty there as well. That's a whole half a second that Callum's going to have to serve. Is that going to bring Mikey back into the race? At this point, looking at that track map, I think that Callum's got too much of a lead now. He's actually taken the fastest out of a 51.8. Absolutely blistering lap that. There you go, you see him serve his penalty there just before that Red Bull Experience banner across the track. And there is Mikey, he's just coming under that banner now. And so you can see the gap is, it's got to be up to about 8 seconds now, I think, maybe even a little bit more. Let's try and give some of the other guys some airtime. Halfway through now, just over halfway through. So Kenny D's still holding on to that third place. He's got a nice bit of a gap now over Aussie Rooster, who is there in 4th place. Aussie is now having to defend against Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey is looking like he's closer than ever. Looking like he's hungry to get up into that top 3, or at least the top 4. He's in the top 5 currently. He finished 5th, didn't he, last week in the first race. He's, I would presume, trying to run the mediums again in this first race. We'll have a quick look on board with Dan Bailey. And he is in fact running the mediums in this first race, so getting them out of the way early doors. He'll be on softs for the final 2 races. Obviously being 3 15-minute sprint races in this GR4 League 4 format. And I do believe Hopper's on holiday possibly this week, so I think Dan Bailey is actually hosting this time round. Currently in 5th place with Derview. Derview doing a lot better this week, isn't he? Looks like maybe he's got a bit of practice in that Jag, and he looks a bit more comfortable. It's looking like he was going to look for a move up the inside there on Dan Bailey. Not quite close enough that time around. I think Dan Bailey just had the momentum to stay ahead, but look at him closing up on him now. Dan Bailey's going to have to make that S15 Silvia as wide as he possibly can. So we've not really seen a lot of, Declan, as I say. I think it's Declan's debut. I'm not sure how long he's been with the Ultimate Racing League. This may be his first outing with us. I know Mikey, he made his debut during the Suzuki Swift Saturday Night Championship, which seemed to come to an abrupt halt. I wasn't hosting, I hasten to add. Banksy is there in 8th place. So he's behind his teammate at the moment. He was ahead of him. He's actually got Kebab Man starting to creep up onto him as well. Kebab Man's has been quite quick as well, hasn't he? So at the moment, looking a little bit uncharacteristically out of place. I think he was up with Kenny D, wasn't he, last week? And actually putting up a good battle, I think, as well. So yeah, not sure what's happened to him at the moment. So Max is Angry Man's teammate. He's in the second of the 2 M4 BMWs. M4 GR4. There is Angry Man. That's Max's teammate. And then we got Big Mac all the way at the rear. I think he's had too many Big Macs this week. I'm joking, mate, I'm joking. He was very quick last week, wasn't he? Maybe just getting a little bit caught out by Red Bull short. I also do myself. Turn 2, I normally forget where it is, and I carry on trying to drive up the track and then realise that there's a turn there, end up in the wall. So kudos to these guys for not driving straight on into that wall. So we have got Honda NSX in first place, a Honda NSX in last place. They are sandwiching the whole rest of the field into a Honda sandwich. Nice little tasty sandwich. No pickles though, Big Mac, alright? I think you remember that from last week anyway. Mikey is now still in second place. I thought he'd up to second place. No, he was in second place, wasn't he? But that gap now, he's not got to worry about defending, has he? But I don't think he's going to get onto the back of Callum by the end of this race. I think he's going to have to settle for that second place. Not really put a foot wrong though, has he? As Kenny, he's managed to keep it consistent, and I think he'll remember this track from his debut in the Swifts. I think it was at this track. So Kenny's still managing to stay ahead of Ozzy. And you may recognise the name, of course. Aussie Rooster is of Chicken Run fame. He was once a chook on the farm, and now he's a racing driver. Dan Bailey picking up another penalty. That's allowed Declan through. In fact, oh no, there's a bit of contact there between both of them. Declan, he looked for a bit of an aggressive move up the inside into turn 1, but Dan Bailey having none of it. He held it around the outside. Declan looking up the inside again. He's trying to hug that curb. He's trying to keep their view behind as well. And I think they're both going to get past Dan Bailey now, surely. Or is he going to stay ahead? It's looking like he's got the inside line, looking like he may stay ahead. Can Declan go the long way around? Can he go around the outside? Oh, and he actually, that was a move there from Declan, fair play. Looked like he was going to try and go around the outside, thought better of it, swung back to the inside, managed to get a move done on Dan Bailey. Now Dan Bailey under attack from W. ...14 minutes in now, nearly 13 minutes 40 seconds, nearly a minute left of this race, just over a minute left. And I think this may be the closest battle at the moment between Derview and Dan Bailey. I'm a little bit sad, you know, that somebody let me know that that's a silent G. I quite like Derg. It's kind of like Irish Doug. Hey Derg, top of the morning. You know what I'm saying? Banksy still tried his utmost to get... Oh, it looked like he had to defend there against Kebab-Mans. Kebab-Mans was looking at the inside, but didn't quite manage to get it done that time round. 14 and a half minutes in now, so 30 seconds left of this race. These guys will get through to start another lap. Where is Max? Is Max going to get through to start another lap? Max may be the first person to finish. He may not get to start another lap. I'm not too sure. 47, 48, 49, 50... And he does, he starts another lap, so who is it going to be? Oh, and these guys also get through, so Big Mac and Angry also getting through. I thought that was Angry and Big Mac having it. Oh, it looked like the back marker of Angry Man. Causing a few shenanigans there. Oh dear, and so Mikey finishing in second place, Kenny is third, Ozzy is fourth. Declan will take fifth. We got Derview in sixth. Dan Bailey seventh. Kebab-Mans eighth. Banksy is going to bring it home in ninth place. Then we will have Max finishing in 10th. If he doesn't make a mistake. Angry Man 11th. Big Mac 12th. And here is your race leader. He's going to come around his final turn now. We'll manage to get the cameraman on the lead car as he crosses the finish line. So there you go, he is the victor in the first race. So we've got Callum, Mikey, Kenny D, Aussie Rooster, Declan, Derview, Dan Bailey 7th, Kebab-Mans 8th. Then I think it was Banksy, Max, Angry Man, Big Mac. Well, that was the first race, guys. I'll be back with the second race. I've been your boy Vex, good night.